Hi, my name is John Reber, and I'm doing my presentation on arachnophobia, or as I like to call it, spider phobia. And again, I'm John Reber. Alright, what is arachnophobia? So arachnophobia is like an extreme or irrational fear of spiders. Like, people say they have arachnophobia if a little spider like crawls across the floor, and they're like, oh, I'm scared. No, like these people with arachnophobia will literally like run up the stairs, run outside, yell at somebody to go kill it. We all know someone who does that. It is one of the most common phobias that people have. There's like claustrophobia is a phobia, but this one's the most common. And then again, not everyone who hates spiders necessarily has this phobia. They just don't like spiders. Alright, the phobia itself. So with arachnophobia, they go to great lengths to avoid the exposure to spiders, so they won't go in places that potentially have spiders, like, say, a basement or an attic. They won't go in there because they're scared of, getting bit by a spider. Yep. They avoid certain places, and then they're very persistent and consistent with their fear. They're not going to be scared of spiders one day, and then the next day be like, okay, I'm not that scared anymore. And yeah, and it interferes with their daily living. So if they were to see a spider, they just get anxiety and they're just scared the rest of the day. Signs of arachnophobia, or how to tell if someone has it. So there's an overwhelming fear of being bitten, which, I'm sure nobody wants to get bit by a spider, but that's just one of the signs. And then there's anxiety or panic attacks if you see a spider. So say there's a spider that ran across over here, I start screaming and crying and then take off running. And then I can't come back in here for the next hour because I feel like it's still in there. That'd be a sign of arachnophobia. And then if you faint or vomit or start peeing yourself, that might also be another sign. That would be pretty embarrassing, just saying. And you avoid certain places, example, basement, attics. And then you have someone check your room for spiders before you even go in there because you're just so scared there might be one in there. And then you'll sweat a lot, if there's a spider around. Or your blood pressure will shoot through the roof, and so will your heart rate, just like as if you were doing a sport. Symptoms, they go out of the way to avoid contact, they scream, run away, freeze in place. They have to have someone go kill it, like a friend or family member, or else they won't go back. And if they're alone, they'll leave the house because they don't want a spider to creep up on them. And they limit activities because they just don't want to be around spiders. And yep, they don't do hiking, camping, or certain sports that might contribute to them seeing the spider. The cause, a person sees the reaction of others, bad experience, how you felt, cultural background, sometimes it's more specific in certain countries. Movies show spiders as always being the villain. So in Spider-Man he's kind of the hero, but there was a spider that bit him that caused that, so. Just how you look at it. And then sometimes they hear it from others and they're like, oh shoot, I don't want to be around spiders. Treatment, you can do counseling, medication, probably Xanax or something to calm you down. Probably not Xanax, but you get what I'm saying. And they have cognitive or behavioral therapy so they can try to get over their fear. Or they can do antidepressant / anti-anxiety pills, so Xanax. And then they have virtual reality therapy so they can see the spider and then try to conquer their fear of it. And then more relaxation medications. So a lot of medications. Overcome it, they can read up on spiders, or they can start with a photo and look at it without running away. And then only 2% of spiders are dangerous, so once some people come to realize that, they're a lot more chill with it. Just stay away from spiders. If you had to go up in the attic, make someone else do it so you don't see a spider and potentially pee yourself. Discuss your fear with loved ones so they can try and help you. And then realize that you are bigger than a spider. A spider is this big and you are this big. And then there was a movie that came out that increased everybody's irrational fear of spiders, called Arachnophobia. It's old, but you can go watch it if you want. And then some funny memes. You can pause and watch it if you want, but don't think I'm going to read them out to you. And then there's a video you can look up. It's about fear factor, when there's spiders crawling all over their faces, and if that were to give you anxiety, you might be scared of spiders, but not necessarily arachnophobia. And thank you.